I used to watch BET, MTV, VH1, now I watch Tempo. Soca, Calypso, Reggae Dancehall. Don't stall, better get tuned in to the Tempo. Don't have cable, they got an app. Go to your app store, download that. Whether it's tourism, cuisine, or the social scenes, if it ain't Tempo, it's a rap. Who got the Caribbean views? Tempo. Mr. Latest in Caribbean news? Tempo. You tryna cook Caribbean food? Tempo. You know they got the music videos too? Tempo. Who got the Caribbean views? Tempo. Mr. Latest in Caribbean news? Tempo. You tryna cook Caribbean food? Tempo. You know they got the music videos too? Tempo.
All right, folks, good evening. Welcome. Of course, this is The Muse. This is the brand new news entertainment show here live on WSCX 970 AM radio, live on the Kalu Network, but most important, live on dropmusic.us, DMX, better known as Drop Musics. We're also broadcasting on Tempo Television, and we're also broadcasting on our Latin station, La Mega Mundial, broadcasting throughout 90 Latin markets. I'm Anthony Weeks, your host, and tonight we have a really great show lined up for you. We're going to literally we're going to create that virtual bridge between the East and the West. That's right. When I say the East and West, I'm not talking about San Francisco, New York. I'm talking about the Western hemisphere with the Eastern hemisphere. And so we're going to go to the Far East, and with our guest this evening is going to be a very special guest, and I'm excited about this because it literally has to do with a lot of what I do in terms of my other day job, if you will. I am the defunct, should I say de facto, not defunct, de facto ambassador to the Taiwan and to the Asian Pacific region. I'm responsible for the economic and cultural bilateral relationship between the U.S. Virgin Islands and Taiwan. And I'm really excited about this because I've made several trips to Taiwan. I have traveled with a delegation of folks from the U.S. Virgin Islands, both in the public and private sector. And we are engaged in, like I said, the exchange of economic and cultural exchange. And tonight we have a Taiwanese who is literally living and studying in the United States. And the name of this artist is Jasmine Chang. She is a brilliant musician. When you hear her music tonight, we're going to showcase her live here on the program on The Muse. And I was impressed. When you hear it, you're going to be just as impressed. And let me bring her in to say hi to the folks here on the program. Good evening, Jasmine. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Fantastic. So for the purpose of you're right now in the United States, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Where in the United States are you?
I'm in Minnesota right now.
Minnesota. Oh my gosh. It is cold out there.
Yeah, it's snowing right now.
How long have you been in Minnesota?
It's about a year and a half now.
A year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And it's snowing. How often does it snow there?
Yeah, it hasn't been too bad the past year and a half. But this year it snowed a little more. But yeah, not too bad.
How would you compare the weather in Minnesota to Taiwan?
We don't get snow in Taiwan at all. So I'm actually
no snow at all?
No snow.
Oh wow. Wow. So is it a lot like the tropics? Is it a lot like the Caribbean? We have great weather here year round, 86 degrees, Is it like that there?
Yeah, it's tropical weather. Yeah.
On one of my trips, Jasmine, when I was there, it was a little chilly. And I don't know. I would imagine it was because of the time of the year, mm-hmm. It gets a little colder than normal, right?
Yeah. Okay,
good. So welcome to The Muse and Drop Music. Tonight, obviously, we're going to have a great conversation about your pursuit of a career in music and your professional development. I understand that you are really involved in really taking your musical career from an academic point of view. You're really committed to that. And I really want to talk a little bit more about not just your music, but you yourself, and what are your plans, and whether or not you plan to stay in the United States or whether or not you plan to go back to Taiwan. So we're gonna cover the gamut. And so I want to first ask you. You played the cello, right? Mm-hmm. And let me share with the audience, give a little bit of a background of the cello, right? Mm-hmm. The cello is a musical instrument. It is a bowed string instrument of the violin family. Mm-hmm. Its 4 strings are usually tuned in perfect. Fifths from low to high. Mm-hmm. You have C, G, and D, and A. The viola 4 strings are each an octave higher. Mm-hmm. The instrument family: strings, instrument, bowed strings, instrument, and violin family. Place of origin is Italy, invented in about 1660s. Related instrument: violin, viola, violin family, and other. It's known by the name. Is it violon? How do you pronounce that?
Violoncello.
Violoncello. That's Italian, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I don't speak Latin, but that's to give you a sense of that family of music instrument. When did you start to play the cello?
At age 8, was 3rd grade in elementary school.
3rd grade.
Yeah.
At age 8, 3rd grade. Mm-hmm. I know that when you sent me your bio, it talked a little bit about starting at age 5. So you started learning how to play the cello at age 8. Mm-hmm. But I understand you started learning to play music. And what were some of the other musical instruments that you know how to play and you started playing?
Yeah, so I first, my mom really wanted to make sure that I have the opportunity to learn some Western instruments. So she had me try on some violin and piano, and so I finally decided on piano at age 5. That's when I started music, and that's when I auditioned into a music school. In Taiwan, we have this music school program from 3rd grade to 6th grade in elementary school. And that's when I auditioned with piano. And funny story, actually, when I auditioned, I play an octave below the normal register, the octave I should be on the piano, and for the audition. So I got accepted like the last. They accept 30 people in a class, and I was accepted last. So we all actually had to pick another instrument so we can all play orchestra. So everyone picked their own instruments, and double bass is the instrument that was left. And so that's what I got. And so my parent was actually saying, "Oh, double bass is so big. Maybe you want to pick another instrument. We can support you. What do you want to do? Which instrument would you like to do?" And so I was like, "I want to do cello because I want to sit down." So that's actually how I picked cello. Yeah.
So you like, and I think you in terms of your stature, you're a smaller person. You're probably the same size as the cello, by the way. So it's quite interesting to see that.
Yeah.
Now you mentioned your parents, your mom said she wanted you to learn how to play a Western instrument.
Yeah.
Now, when in one of my trips to Taiwan, my first trip to Taiwan, at a formal dinner at this summit that we went to, that's when I saw for the first time. The ensemble or orchestra of Taiwanese musicians playing classical music, and I was totally impressed with that. And I said, I just fell in love with Taiwan, the arts, and when I saw the fact that you guys were playing the classical music and how you were blending the Western classical music with the Eastern classical music, I thought that was really, really fabulous.
Thank you.
So what I'd like to do is we're gonna do your first song, right? We're gonna do your first number, and when we come back, from the break. When we come back from the break, we'll have you perform your first song, okay? And then we'll continue the conversation here on The Muse. This is Anthony Weeks for The Muse, and tonight our special guest is Jasmine Chang. She is a cello artist for performing arts. And where are you studying? By the way, you're in Minnesota, but where are you studying right now?
Yeah, University of Minnesota.
University of Minnesota.
Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, you are also pursuing your doctorate.
Yes.
In music.
Yes.
So you'll have a PhD in music.
Yes.
Excellent. All right. So what we'll do, we'll take a quick break, folks. We'll come back. Jasmine is going to do her first number here on the Muse and the Drop Music live showcase here on WSCX 970 AM on Tempo Networks, and of course join us at dropmusic.us. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we are back and welcome back to the program. I'm Anthony Weeks, and this is the brand new show, The Muse, broadcasting live on WSCX 970 AM radio, as well as live on the Kalalu Network, streaming live on La Mega Mundala, live broadcasting also on Tempo Television, and certainly you can join us at www.dropmusic.us. Now, we're back, and with me, my special guest this evening is Jasmine Chang. She is our guest. She is Taiwanese, residing in Minnesota in the United States and studying in the United States as well. So Jasmine, welcome back to the program. I see you're all set and ready for your live showcase and performance here on the program. Tell us what number you're going to perform, and you can start right away.
Yeah. So cello, a very famous cello suite from Bach. So this is what I'm gonna play. He has 6 suites, and this is the 6th D major suite. I will play the Sarabande movement for right now, this piece.
Wow, that was beautiful. Absolutely, absolutely beautiful. And so talk to me a little bit about, yes, let's talk about that piece a little bit. Now I'm going to show some images, basically showing your colleagues, musician colleagues. And here's an image of you, I guess, practicing, rehearsing with your colleagues. Talk to me a little bit about when did you first come to United States? And I know that you said you started at age 5, but in terms of the cello, you started playing the cello at age 8. When did you first decide to come to US to study music? And if you can kind of elaborate about how much practice hours do you put into practicing playing the cello?
Yeah. So when I first came to US, it was when I was 15. That's when I finished my middle school. Yeah. So I've been practicing cello. I've been more focusing on cello since I was 12. Yeah, because I also play piano and bass for 4 years. I played bass for 4 years, but piano. But I decided to choose focus on cello. Wait, what do you? So my mom's English teacher. So she has been taking me abroad for music camp during the summers since I was in elementary school and middle school. So that's when I got exposed to the Western culture and how people that's when I first visited United States. I first visited like Seattle and New York for festivals, and so I met many friends at the festival, and and also my teacher. When I was 15, she teaches at Cal State Fullerton, and so I met her at the Summit Music Festival in New York, and I really like her. I thought her teaching was really great. I love her teaching, and I thought American training was kind of different than our training in Taiwan, but I felt like I was just inspired. So I wanted to study with my teacher in California when I finished my middle school. So I just came to United States and studied with her. And yeah, did I answer your question?
Yeah, when you send me your bio shares with us. It says that you received a master's degree and an artist diploma in cello performance from the Frost School of Music,
yes,
University of Miami,
yes,
with the honors of being accepted with full scholarship and awarded as a Henry Mancini Institute Fellow for both MM and AD from between 2016 and 2019. Could you talk a little bit about that, please?
Yes. So that's when I got my master. I finished my undergrad at Indiana. My mom, my mom retired and went to Indiana with me. That's when I did my undergrad bachelor, and I auditioned for a master, and that's when I got to University of Miami with full scholarship. And the picture you're seeing right now, that's the Mancini rehearsal. So I was the fellow. We get stipend for playing in jazz ensembles, and that's when we did a lot of like film recording as well at that time. And yeah, so that's the rehearsals you're seeing.
Nice. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take a break. When we come back, you're going to play us another one of your numbers, here on the program. And folks, thank you for tuning into the program. Thank you for the comments I just shared while you were performing. I shared one of the comments from Facebook on the program, Jasmine. Thank you so much for sharing your comments with us here on the program on the Muse. I'm Anthony Weeks. My special guest is Jasmine Chang. She is a cello artist, performing in the arts in terms of classic music. And when we come back from the break, she will play one of her other selection here on the program. We'll be right back. All right, folks, welcome back. This is Anthony Weeks for the Muse here on WSCX9 Radio AM, and we're also live on the Kalalu Network and also live on dropmusic.us and broadcasting on Tempo Television. You can tune in every weeknight at 11 p.m. on Tempo Television and watch the Muse here on Tempo. And this evening we have a special guest, a Taiwanese performing arts artist specialized in the area of the instrument is the cello. And she's going to perform her second piece here on the program. Jasmine, now, tell us a little bit about the second selection you're going to play for us, and then you can continue playing on.
Yeah, so this is also one movement from the sixth suite of Bach cello solo suite. D major. This movement is Gavotte.
Bravo, 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 bravo. Thank you so much for that beautiful piece. Tell me a little bit, what inspires you most when you play? I'm listening to you play, and I want to know what is your inspiration? What inspires you most when you play?
So depending on the pieces, like these two pieces I just played, they're supposed to be dances. So I try to portray the image of the dance. Yeah, there are different type of dances, like jig. The next one maybe I'll play in a little bit, and gavotte is also different type of dance. So yeah, but I always, in general, the pieces I'm trying to play, I try to portray the story. I try to convey the story behind and to my audience. And sometimes I also feel really touched and moved by the piece I'm playing, and I will also want to move my audience, how the feeling I'm trying to capture.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I want to share with the audience some of the ensemble, the orchestra that you've played with. And in your bio, you talked about having the great honor to study with Professor Ross. Is it Harburg from the Berganzi String Quartet, as well as having many wonderful performing experiences, including chamber ensemble, jazz and pop orchestra concerts, many recording sessions, and playing under John Williams at the Hollywood Bowl in 2017.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so as a fellow, we will call upon for some rehearsals, sometimes do some recordings for a composer. Sometimes we that one, when we went to the Bollywood in 2017, that was a special trip that I was very honored to play with, and I played with John Williams. I even got a selfie with him. It was really fun. But most of the time, our school in Miami is we have a very big jazz program. So I was able to play in a lot of jazz ensemble, and as well as chamber music, since my teacher is very he's in a quartet, his string quartet. He's very focused on chamber, so I did a lot of chamber ensembles there, and yeah, it was a good time.
And now let's talk a little bit about this image right here of you in different outfits. How is it? Do you have to get really formal when you perform? When you're performing with the orchestra, do you have to have formal wear? I mean, talk to us about what goes into in preparation for a performance.
Yeah, so sometimes we can do solo performance. Then I will wear these like more fancy gowns, but an orchestra, since it's a big ensemble, they try to unify our dress code, and everyone usually just wear black for performance. But yeah, so
when you are performing by yourself, a solo performance,
yeah.
you get dressed up in what we're looking at right now. Is that what you're saying?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Fantastic. Because I was wondering how comfortable is it when you're playing and you're all dressed up like that, you know? Yeah, you talked about playing different instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Was it easy to go from one instrument to the next?
Yeah. So since I started with piano, so I was able to read like treble clef and bass clef at the same time. So when I play double bass and cello, we use bass clef, which I already know the notes because from playing piano. But even though it's different because piano is keyboard, but cello is string. Like piano, cello and bass are string instruments. So we have these bowls. It's different technique. So, but yeah, it's quite different. But the reading music, the part of reading music is similar. Yeah.
I have a piece here. I'd like to play this piece. You were performing with a colleague, and I loved it, and I figured I'd share it with you. You sent me this video, and I want to share it with the audience. It was a beautiful piece. All right, here is Jasmine playing with her colleague. That was beautiful. Tell us a little bit about that performance and that selection, and who was that colleague you were performing with?
Yeah, so this was my first recital at University of Minnesota, my first DMA recital. I call DMA my doctorate. And the piece is by Boccherini. It's written, Boccherini is also a cellist, so he wrote two cello duo piece. So that's one of the sonata he wrote. And the colleague is actually my boyfriend. He's also a cellist. Yeah.
That is great. You met him while at the same school and studying music?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay, that's beautiful. That's a great love story, you know?
That's his cello there.
Oh, that's it. Well, okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
What I'd like to do is now, obviously, there is the Western instrument, Western culture and music, and how do we now, like I said, tonight program on the Muse and this live showcase, we are now we're bridging the East with the West with the East, right? Now, the selections you played were Western selections, right? Not traditional Taiwanese selections.
Correct.
So what I'd like to do is I'd like to take a break. When we come back, if you can play a traditional Taiwanese selection with the cello. Is that fine?
Yes.
All right. So we'll be right back, folks, with my guest, Jasmine Chang. She is an artist, a cello artist, performance professional, studying at the University of Minnesota. We'll be right back.
Wow. Freedom right now means the ability to do what we actually set out to do without, any prohibitions, without any, man-made hurdles.
By the end of the Almighty, we forward in this generation.
And so uniting our region, letting us see each other and understanding that together we are actually much stronger. Continuing to spread that unification. All these various islands we haven't been yet that just dying to feel the tempo. We're gonna go give it to them.
Redemption song. Redemption song.
I always remember Frederick being, just from a very early age, very smart. When he got older, he became very popular. He was Mr. DJ, Mr. Entertainer, always dancing, always dancing.
I'm sitting here at MTV Networks, and I'm thinking to myself, well, Caribbean people have contributed so much to the world and to world pop culture. I started to think about all of that, and I was like, wow, these are all the things that make great television.
It's exciting, very exciting. I always figure he'd do something like this. I never know to what extent he would be, but he always had the potential to do something like this.
From that moment, I knew that Tempo was going to be something special, something new, something different, because there was this confident, easygoing, proud black brother. He got right into it, told me all about what he had in mind, all about what his visions and his dreams were. I was hooked, line and sinker.
For me, Tempo is really embody the Caribbean, not just the music and just the videos, but it's the life on different islands.
He was the main person that pushed me and supported me, and if it weren't for that push, I probably wouldn't have hosted up until now.
In the short time that I've been here, almost a year and a half that I've been here at Tempo, I have really seen how hard you work, and I can only imagine how much work you have put in over these past 15 years.
Because I believe that I've been ordained to do what I'm doing, and that is to put my fist up and say Caribbean is the most extraordinary place on earth.
All right, folks, welcome back. This is Anthony Weeks for The Muse. the brand new entertainment news magazine show right here live on WSDX AM 970, live on the Kalaloo Network, live on La Mega Mundial, and broadcasting on Tempo Television. You can tune in now and watch us live on this live showcase and the music show at www.dropmusic.us. That's www.dropmusic.us. I'm Anthony Weeks, and to this evening, my special guest is Jasmine Chang. She is Taiwanese, and she is currently residing in the United States, and she is going to play for us this particular selection is going to be a traditional Taiwanese music blend with the, being played by the cello instrument that she has mastered at this point. So, Jasmine, tell us a little bit about this piece that this selection that you're gonna play, and then you can proceed with playing it, please.
So the title of the piece is called Wang Chun Feng, and it's describing the Taiwanese very conservative culture, the old time. Girl has a crush on the guy, but she doesn't know. She doesn't know how to express her love and her conflict inside her feeling. But it's a very beautiful song. So
fantastic. All right, let's take it away. Bravo. Absolutely magnificent. Thank you so much for that. Were you on the stage when I was in Taiwan the first year? I'm just joking. I'm joking. I thought I'm listening to your music, and the young folks that were on the stage performing in the orchestra, I mean, the performance was absolutely exquisite. So I was joking around. I said, were you on the stage that night when we were in Taiwan at the dinner? So that is great. Tell us a little bit more about your experience. What are your future plans? Where do you go from here? To talk to us about. I mean, you're currently living in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you visit Taiwan? And what are your long-term plans? Are you planning to stay in the United States, or are you planning to move back to Taiwan?
So far, my plan is to stay in the United States for the future, just because I'm working on my doctorate right now. It's about 1.5 years left. But at the same time, I will be, after pandemic, of course, because right now, pandemic, there's no audition for orchestras. But once the pandemic is over, I will travel to audition for orchestras. And that's my future plan so far, to get in an orchestra. So I'll probably stay in the United States for the future.
Do you like living in the U.S.?
I do. I actually spent almost half of my life in the United States. So
oh wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm very used to the culture here now. And since my boyfriend, he's American too, and so yeah.
Mm-hmm. So places like Carnegie Hall in New York, and the big, what you call orchestra halls that throughout the United States and throughout Europe. What are some of your places that you would hope to play when you start to go and tour the world as a musician? What are some of the places you would like to perform at?
Oh, I would hope in the future, like if I can get in the orchestra and then we'll travel to many places. I hope we can go to Europe to perform as well as like being in Carnegie Hall and yeah.
All right. So I want to thank you so much for appearing on the program as my special guest this evening, showcasing your talent as a cello artist. Do you want to play one more song before we leave, or that's it?
I have one more song.
Okay. So this is the last selection, the last number by my guest Jasmine Chang on the cello, and we will end the interview with her here on the program, a live showcase on Drop Music and appearing live on Muse.
So this this movement is jig. It's another type of dance. Enjoy.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. Thank you so much for gracing us with your talent, your gift of music. We will be certainly following your career. Looking forward to having you back and even coming back with your colleagues to perform on the program with your colleagues. We're really looking forward to being able to showcase you here more on Drop Music DMX here on the program. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
All right, folks, that was Jasmine. Coming up next week, be sure to join us next week when our special guest, a brand new rock band out of California called Sunrose Band. They're going to perform live. They're going to be rehearsing. They're going to perform live out of their studio next week. The Sunrose Band live here on the Muse on Drop Music live showcase next week, Thursday on the 21st on the program. Folks, that's it for me. Next week, we look forward to seeing you. I want to thank my special guest, Jasmine Cheng, I also want to acknowledge Claire Chen from the Miami Techo office for helping to facilitate and arranging for Jasmine to be on the program. Folks, until next week, you have a pleasant good evening, and we will talk soon.